Every single Bitcoin bull market year during Santa Claus, we always have seen a major continuation for the Bitcoin price. And on today's update video, I will be exactly talk about that. What I think is going to be happening next for Bitcoin. This massive signal is occurring right now. And the last time I discussed this exact signal, Bitcoin went up all the way up from $70,000 towards about $106,000. So I'm going to be discussing all these important signals, the most important charts, and many more important things I need to discuss for today's update video. So without any further ado, don't forget to once again slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes. It will be highly appreciated. I will be also talking about altcoins, what is currently happening with the Bitcoin dominance. We're seeing a massive push higher because Bitcoin is clearly pumping up, but altcoins aren't really. I'm going to be discussing it all in today's update video, so let me jump straight away in towards the content. So first of all, on the immediate short term, on that 1 hour time frame, Bitcoin was creating somewhat of a rising wedge pattern right here. Clearly broke outside of it. We retested this previous major level of resistance into support and actually bounced from off that level to push even higher for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin exactly bounced from off that level, and now it's trading around $106,000. And you can clearly see, if you're just looking at the 12-hour time frame, is that we're running in towards somewhat of an upward sloping resist line, and you can just see that we're creating somewhat of a parallel channel, right? We can see basically we're trading in a very interesting channel where we're basically bouncing between support and resistance, and this is just the consolidation phase I'm currently closely looking at. And whenever we are going to be breaking above any of these very important levels, that is going to be the confirmation we are going to be seeing that next breakout really happening for Bitcoin. But at the imminent short term, I am just looking at the ascending triangle currently breaking out with a price target of about $115,000. I'm looking at the Fibonacci extension level, which of course we just broken above of. We just broken the 1.618 here, and the next major level of resistance for Bitcoin is going to be $123,000. So Bitcoin is clearly breaking above the Fibonacci, and really what I'm looking next for is that next level of resistance. You can just see how important these levels are here. Here we of course also got rejected by the previous high here, and now of course we also got rejected by this high right here, and now the next realistic resistance on the bigger perspective is most certainly going to be $123,000 for Bitcoin. So if we're going to be seeing another push higher, that is definitely a level where I am potentially interested in potentially opening up a small little short position. At the same time, Bitcoin is creating a very similar pattern as in 2023, this slight little upward slope and consolidation phase, and whenever we're really going to be breaking above the highs, that is where we're going to be seeing that next push higher. And really what I want to be pointing out here is the fact that during Santa Claus, we always see major rallies, and especially in bull markets year. So in 2016, in 2020, we've seen it exactly happen before. And the price action is right now also very similar from that. And really what this basically means here is that during Christmas, people are going to be talking about the Bitcoin bull market. They're going to be influencing people to actually be buying Bitcoin. And that way it will cause the prices to skyrocket quite heavily. So I am expecting something similar is going to be happening yet again for the entire market. And that would ultimately spell something very bullish. But at the same time, we're starting to see a bullish MACD crossover happening right now on the daily time frame. I mean, this is a very bullish signal. The last time it occurred, Bitcoin rallied with and about, what is it, 30 to 40% towards the upside. I say 30 to 40, but it's actually 55%, which is even crazier if you would ask me. And if you watch my channel back then here, I also clearly pointed out this bullish crossover, that it is something you should take very seriously. Because every single time, like you can see on this chart right here, we do see a bullish crossover. The Bitcoin price does clearly increase for the coming period in the market. So this is a very great thing which we're currently seeing. And really, if we're going to be looking back at the 2017 cycle, we're seeing a very similar consolidation phase here. And now we should be in the most exponential phase in the market where Bitcoin does see the most exponential growth. I don't think we're going to be exploding towards $1 million of a coin, but really, realistically speaking, $140,000 towards maybe $180,000 for Bitcoin would be quite realistic. Then at the same time, we're starting to see some inflows on the spot Ethereum ETF, and of course some major inflows again on the Bitcoin ETF here. And that is of course a great thing here. We saw over $600 million worth of inflows, and still indicating that these large funds are buying massive amounts of Bitcoin. So a lot of people are definitely interested in buying Bitcoin through those ETFs, and that is just ultimately a very bullish signal, because consistently we're seeing like $400-500 million buys, and right now on average on every single day compared to each other, we have about $150 million worth of buy pressure every single day, and you can see the cumulative flow is going absolutely exponential. So ultimately, I am very bullish on the spot Bitcoin ETF here, and really for me to call potentially a top signal in the market, I'm going to be looking at the monthly RSI downtrend, and whenever we're going to be touching this downward sloping trend here, guys, which will be around 85 on the RSI index, I am definitely going to be considering to go out of the market. You can see already Bitcoin is going quite exponential, but whenever we're going to hit those targets, I think, okay, maybe right now it's a great time to be exiting the market. If you're looking at this resistance line, you're seeing that basically we're coming towards a very important level of resistance. This is the non-logarithmic chart, and it is spelling something very interesting. It's spelling a very interesting story right now for Bitcoin. And of course, I have already taken a significant amount of profits, because I have already bought more than $5 million worth of real estate while the market is going up here. But I am still planning to cash out more as the market is going to go higher. If you want me to make a dedicated video about my exit strategy here, just let me know in the comment section down below. I will definitely be excited to make that. And I think, like, regardless of that, I think I will make it anytime soon here anyway. So while the Bitcoin price is heavily increasing, we're seeing that the balance on exchanges is rapidly decreasing, which is ultimately a very bullish signal in my opinion. We see that the similarities between 2020 and 2024 are quite here right now, and that is just a thing I'm very excited for. But just like I discussed earlier in the video about the Santa Claus rally, yeah, you can see this chart right here as well. But basically in every single bull market year during Santa Claus, we tend to see extraordinary performance in terms of Bitcoin price action. So I really don't think the Bitcoin market is necessarily topped out yet here, because you just have to look at this here. And also, this time around, it's not only the normies that are buying, but it is also clearly people buying through that spot Bitcoin ETF here that previously around maybe didn't have any access to be buying Bitcoin. So companies, etc., etc. So very, very excited for that here. And honestly, guys, if you right now want to be trading Bitcoin or any other altcoins, don't forget to check out Blofin in the link description of today's video. Blofin is an exchange where you can trade Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency. They are listing coins like crazy. So if you want to be trading the new coins that are listing on the market as first, definitely the exchange you want to be trading at is Blofin. And also they're allowing you an insane $100,000 deposit bonus. So make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video. It is highly recommended if you are interested in trading. But anyways, if I'm looking right now at the altcoin market, we're seeing that the Bitcoin dominance is actually rapidly increasing. You can see here that it is currently actually retesting this very important upward sloping previous support line, now flipping into resistance. And honestly, I do really think that right now, the point where we're currently sitting in is potentially a turning point here. But you can see, and the Bitcoin dominance has seen clearly a major increasement in the market. And honestly, the entire altcoin market is giving me signals that it is about to be exploding anytime soon here. But clearly what we're seeing right now here is that Bitcoin is increasing and there's no rotation at all coming to altcoins. And we're seeing that the Bitcoin dominance is actually increasing. But if we're just looking at the previous cycles as well, it really does make a lot of sense here. Because if we're looking at the previous cycle, we first saw that initial drop off about 217 days after the halving. Then we consolidated, we pushed up a little bit, and then altcoin season started. So here the halving was approximately in December, and the peak of the altcoin season was somewhere in May. So that was an approximately, let me say this, like the big drop off started about 126 days later, and now we're going to be looking 126 days later would mean somewhere in March the crazy altcoin season is going to get started. But it really depends if it is exactly going to be playing out again here. But I do want to be pointing out here, yes, altcoin season is likely to get started anytime soon here, but history won't exactly repeat like it has been before. But I do really think that we need to be a little bit more patient. So Bitcoin dominance is ultimately looking very bearish, because it's going to be dropping anytime soon here. If I look at all the charts, you can see it's similar to 2021/2022. So ultimately, I do think that altcoins are going to be increasing quite heavily. Ethereum is also breaking out here. You can see that on the monthly time frame, Ethereum is maybe still in this consolidation phase, but whenever this is going to be breaking out, we're going to be seeing a major continuation. So ultimately, we're just going to be waiting to see what is going to be happening with the altcoin market. But usually, and if we're just looking back at history, it is going to come anytime soon here. So very excited for that here. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching towards the amazing new update video. If you did learn something from it, if you did enjoy it, don't forget to snap up that like button, guys. Honestly, what I should be doing right now is prepare for Santa Claus, because usually, if history is any indication, it should be a very excited time once again here. I mean, I've always provided these charts, and literally everything I have said has come through here. In terms of the altcoin season, we have seen a significant drop on the Bitcoin dominance, of course. In terms of the Bitcoin rally after the US election, in terms of the cycle timing, it is exactly all playing out here. So thanks so much for watching, and if you learned something from it, don't forget to slap that like button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.